Hi besties, what's up? My name is Mackenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to another day of Bookmas. So, as you guys can tell from the title, the thumbnail, what have you, we are going to be talking about my 2025 reading goals, and we're going to kind of be talking about like if I completed them. We're going to be talking about my Goodreads goal, all that stuff. So, if you are interested, go ahead and buckle in, and I will find my actual reading goals page because I could have sworn it was around here somewhere. There we go. Let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about my Goodreads reading goal. My Goodreads reading goal for this year was 75 books, and at the moment of me filming this, I am 82 books in. So I definitely crushed that. I don't know. It was kind of iffy for me. To be honest, when I did this, I was not sure if I was going to hit 75, if I was going to hit 100. I think at this moment in time, I do believe that I'm going to hit 100. I guess we will see what the end of the year brings us, but I'm very happy with the 75 books. I think that for me, it was kind of, I was trying to get back into the swing of like hobbies that I had before I had Oakley, and I think that I did a pretty good job at like reading. I will say, like, I know it's not the end of the year yet, but I do wish I would have read a little bit more this year. I will be honest with you, like, I wish I would have prioritized my physical TBR a little bit more than I did. Like I said, happy with that goal. I think it was a very achievable goal for me and a realistic goal as well. So I'm glad that I hit it. I'm glad that I'm a little bit over. I'm happy with that. Next, we have finished 15 series. I know I did not do that. In fact, my series tracker, as far as I know, I think I've only finished like 2 or 3 series. Yeah, I think I've only finished 3 series. I think I've finished the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts, the Edge of Darkness trilogy by Lee Rivers, and then the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Oh wait, sorry, by Lila Sage. And then I also finished the Regency Fairy Tale series by Olivia Atwater. So I think I finished 4. I don't know. I feel like maybe there was another one possibly, but either way, I'm definitely not gonna hit that goal. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It sucks because I do think that this would have been doable, but I think I'd be lucky to even hit 10 this year. So that's kind of a bummer, but maybe next year I can do a little bit better with finishing a bunch of series, because I'm in the middle of a bunch of series, and I've actually found that, I guess depending on the series type, I really love to read series back to back. So I'm going to kind of take that knowledge with me into 2026, and we're going to see how we do with that. Next, I have annotate at least 6 books. Now, have I started annotating 6 books? Yes. Will I finish that by the end of the year? I don't think I will. I could have done this. I was not prioritizing annotating in the slightest. And I think going into next year, I mean, I'm just going to tell you, because of the amount of books that I'm annotating towards the end of the year that I'm buddy reading with my friend Courtney, I know that I'm definitely going to hit it. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make this goal a little bit higher, come the new year. But the reason that I have like the annotate, at least 6 books goal was purely because one of the reasons that I keep the books that I do is because I want to reread them, I want to annotate them, I want to soak them in. I have a lot of favorite moments from the books, and so the fact that I haven't been able to try to prioritize that is kind of a bummer. It is what it is. Next, we have reread 10 books, and actually, now that I'm not filming on my phone, I can actually look at this because I already filmed this video actually, and so I can't fully remember, but let's go on to Goodreads and count. And I can actually tell you the books that I reread. So I reread The Reveler by Marilyn Harper. I would not recommend that book, but I did reread it. Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Loved that book so much more the second time around. I'm actually rereading it and annotating it right now. I don't think I'm going to have it finished by the end of the year, but we'll see. I reread Don't Let Me Fall by Kelsey Wright. Really glad I reread that one as well. I actually really liked it the second time I read it. Okay, I haven't finished this reread, so I obviously won't tell you, but I am rereading Breaking Point by Mads Rafferty. I really loved that book. Obviously I can't count it because I'm not done with it, but I did start rereading it to annotate that one as well. We have 3. Is that all we're gonna be rereading? I thought that I had at least hit 5, but maybe I haven't. Oh, I reread Dewdrop by Kay O'Neill. I was in the middle of trying to read like as many books as I could during Realmathon, and I reread that one because that's a fun little one. I reread Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I love that book. That's another one that I wanted to reread before I unhauled it. So yeah, I loved that one. I thought it was phenomenal. It made me cry. But proof right there. That book literally destroyed me, mind, body, and soul. I'm so glad I reread it. Fangs by Sarah Anderson. So I reread 6 books. Not quite the 10 that I wanted to, but you know what? It is what it is. I do think that I will hit this goal by the end of the year though, because my December is probably going to consist of a lot of rereads near the end of the month. I don't know if I'm actually going to do this, but I would like my new books that I'm reading to be like finished by mid-December. Maybe like the 3rd week of December at the latest, but I would like to get my favorites video out for you guys like before the end of the year. So that's why I would do that. But like I said, I do think that I'm going to finish this. I mean, that's only 4 more books I need to reread. And yeah, I think I can definitely do that. So I'm not too worried about that. And you know, if I don't, I think 6 is a good number. I do kind of want to up that next year though, because why am I keeping books to reread them if I'm not rereading them? You know, I need to start doing that. So we're gonna do that. Then I have read 10 KU books. So I'm gonna count the ones that are on KU. And I think that that's like the majority of these. So Saving Noah by Lucinda Berry on KU, Insatiable by Lee Rivers, KU, Archer's Voice, Mia Sheridan, KU, Snowed In by Erin Branscombe, Spark of the Everflame, Salt by Nahira Waheed, The Reaper by Nikki J. Summers, The Fall Risk, The Worst Wingman, and The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. And then there's a lot more after that too, but I definitely like crushed this one, which is great. I think it was kind of easy for me to crush this one because there are a lot of books that I have on my physical TBR or maybe on my Audible TBR that are on KU. If we counted the books that I read purely on KU, I don't think that I hit this, but I'm gonna count like, you know, I don't know, maybe I should only count, let's count the ones that I actually only read on KU. So I'm trying to remember. Definitely Saving Noah, definitely Snowed In, Salt, The Reaper, Story of My Life. So yeah, I basically read what, 5? Yeah, because I don't think I read any other ones. Yeah, so I read 5 books from KU on my Kindle. I don't know, I hesitate to say this because I keep saying that I want to work on my physical TBR next year, but I definitely do want to read KU books as well. I would like to average 1 a month, and that's purely reading it on my Kindle. Possibly no audiobook. I haven't really decided. If I'm going to do that though, I should do an immersion read, but yeah, there's no point in me having a KU subscription if I'm not using it, basically. Then I have read 50 books from my physical TBR. I did not do that. I only read 75 books. I definitely did not do that. 7, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. You know what? Actually, I did better than I thought I did. I read 41 books off of my physical TBR that I did not buy after reading them, if that makes sense. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. Like, I did not think I was anywhere close to 50, but 41 is pretty good. And I do plan on, reading a decent amount more off of my physical TBR, fingers crossed, by the end of the year. So I definitely think now that I know that, and I wasn't even like necessarily trying to do that, I think next year, I think I was gonna up it anyways, but I'm definitely gonna up it now. So, and then we have do a 30 and 30. This one is kind of a gray area because obviously I did do a 30 and 30. If you don't know what a 30 and 30 is, you try to read 30 books in 30 days. I was not successful. I only read 21 books. I mean, that's very successful, but I was not like, I did not fully complete the challenge, but I am going to mark that off because I did at least attempt one, and you know, I think that's fair. And then we have read every day in 2025. I do think that I did pretty good on this one. I'm going to need to actually track it in my bullet journal next year because there were days that I know that I read, but like I didn't read on my Kindle, so it didn't count, what have you. So I definitely want to bring that into the next year. I think that I can definitely do it next year. We'll get into it in the next video that you're going to see from me, but I'm going to need to read every day if I want to hit those reading goals next year. So do that. And then last but not least, finish your 2025 TBR. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest, I still have like 20 books left on there, 19, 20. And I do think that I'm going to read a few more off of there. I mean, I definitely am planning to, but I don't think that that's going to be finished, unfortunately. I did want to prioritize it. It sucks because a lot of books, obviously, like I'm choosing books that I want to read during like winter when I'm doing this, because obviously it's January and stuff. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I can do like a 24-hour readathon only reading books from my 2025 TBR. I probably should do that. But I know for a fact though, like I'm buddy reading Quicksilver. I'm not gonna finish that one. Blood Mercy, not gonna read that one. Or finish it. I mean, I've started both of those, but you know, I'm not gonna finish them. I'm trying to Alchemized. I'm not going to finish because I'm buddy reading that one as well. So there are just a few that I'm buddy reading that I know that we aren't going to finish by the end of the year because we're reading very small increments at a time because we're buddy reading so many books together, which is great. But that just means I'm not going to finish them, which is totally fine. I will say though, should we go over my bookish bingo too in this video? I feel like we should. Or actually, you know what? Would it be fun to like only, you know what? I actually just, let me cook. I think I just had a really great idea because this is my bookish bingo right now. As you can see, I have most of the squares filled out, but there are a couple that I need to do, like 1,000-page book, which I was hoping I'd read Alchemized for, but I finished that. I have fan fiction, which I think should be easy enough. I just need to find a shorter one. Book to movie adaptation. I don't think I've read anything that's a book to movie adaptation, but I will check. Title begins with M. Have I not read anything that starts with an M this year? I need to do that. Annotate a book. I really need to work on that, I guess. Read a nonfiction. Why did I put that? Girl, why did I put that? When have I ever read a nonfiction? In the space of my channel, when have I ever done read a nonfiction? I guess I'll have to. Maybe I'll find a short nonfiction and then read a thriller. That should be pretty easy. I feel like I'm in the middle of a thriller right now, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But would you guys like a video of me trying to finish my bookish bingo for 2025? Let me know. I'm definitely going to do a bookish bingo for 2026. And I think that I'm going to keep some of the same prompts. I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, we'll just see. We'll just see. Oh, and then, yeah, no, that looks good. So, overall, I think I had pretty realistic goals. I mean, as you can see, there were some that I wasn't even, like, necessarily trying to hit, and I did hit, so that's really amazing for me. I'm really proud of that. I know that, like, I could have done a lot better, especially reading my physical TBR with the amount of books that I brought in this year. I really should have tried to prioritize that better, but, I mean, 41 books, and I've read 82. I mean, that's half. I've read half physically and half, you know, whatever other way. So, you know, I'm happy with that. I think that that is pretty good. So, let me know some of your guys' reading goals that you had in 2025 and if you completed them, especially the Goodreads goal. I'm curious because obviously reading is not a competition. I just had reading goals for the fun of it, but let me know what you guys do, what your reading goal was. I would love to know, and if you hit it and what day that you hit yours. Of course I ask you a question and then don't know the answer. Let me see if I can figure out my 75th book. 79, 77, 76. I think my 75th book, which kind of sucks, was The Unworthy by Augustina Basterica, I believe is how you say her name. I did not like that book very much, but that was my 75th book nonetheless. So that's the book that completed my Goodreads goal. And if you have not finished your Goodreads goal, if you don't think you will, that is okay. I would not stress about it. A reading goal is a reading goal. Like, you don't need to meet it. It's not that big of a deal. I know that for a lot of people, I feel like reading has been kind of tough this year for a lot of people, so don't beat yourself up too much over it. It's just for fun. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this day of Bookmas. If you like me, if you like seeing my face, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see my face again, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, I would honestly follow me on Instagram. That's where you're going to get all the first updates. But if you do not have an Instagram, cross your fingers. Hope the notification bell works. And with all that being said, I will see you cuties in the next one very, very soon. Bye, everyone.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel like I do when you're with me.